Welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series, where rare treasures, hidden history, and exciting coin discoveries come to life. Today, I'm talking about the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony $1 coin in fine condition. By the end of this video, you'll look at this coin very differently, and you might even find yourself searching your pockets, drawers, and old coin rolls for one. Let's begin by setting the scene. It's 1979, a year that marked a major turning point in American coinage. The United States Mint released the Susan B. Anthony dollar, the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman rather than a symbolic female representation such as Liberty. Many people don't realize just how significant that was at the time. For more than a century, the standard practice was to portray Lady Liberty, elegant, mythical, and symbolic. But now, the Mint chose a real historical figure whose contributions changed the nation, Susan B. Anthony, a pioneer of the women's rights movement, a leader in the fight for women's suffrage, and an activist who dedicated her life to equality. The coin was more than just currency. It represented a statement and a step forward in acknowledging the achievements of American women in history. The 1979 P issue is especially important because it marked the first year of release, and the Philadelphia Mint produced the first wave of these coins that entered circulation. But, although this coin was meant to replace the larger Eisenhower dollar and help with everyday transactions, the Susan B. Anthony dollar faced immediate challenges. For starters, it was too close in size to the quarter, causing confusion in vending machines, cash registers, and everyday purchases. Instead of becoming a popular circulating dollar, it was met with criticism, frustration, and rejection by the public. The coin struggled to gain acceptance, and many ended up stored away, returned to banks, or forgotten. Now, let's focus on the coin itself, the version we're discussing today, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar in fine condition. When we say a coin is in fine condition, it means the coin has seen some circulation, it shows noticeable wear, but the major design features remain clear and bold. Fine condition, often abbreviated as F12 in numismatic grading, still allows us to appreciate the details, though they won't be as sharp or crisp as in higher grades like extremely fine, about uncirculated, or mint state. On a fine 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar, Susan's portrait will show wear on the cheekbone, hair, and high points of the face. The stars around the border and the lettering will be visible but slightly flattened. On the reverse side, the eagle landing on the moon, a design previously used on the Eisenhower dollar inspired by the Apollo 11 mission, will also display clear detail, though the eagle's feathers and lunar surface will show signs of smoothing from circulation. Even with these signs of wear, the coin still holds historical importance. And to collectors, it represents a key piece of late 20th century U.S. coinage. So why do collectors care about the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar, especially in fine condition? First, because it's a first-year issue. First-year coins often gain special interest because they mark the beginning of a series. Second, the Susan B. Anthony dollar series itself was short-lived, lasting only 1979 to 1981, then returning briefly in 1999. Short series coins usually attract attention since collecting a full set is easier but still meaningful. Third, certain varieties exist for the 1979 P coins, most notably the near-date and wide-rim versions. While the standard fine-condition 1979 P isn't a high-value coin, having a variety can increase desirability and value. Many viewers might wonder, what makes a coin like this collectible if it's so common? And that's an important point. Yes, millions of these coins were produced. However, coins with historical meaning have value beyond monetary worth. A fine-condition 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar today represents a moment in history when the country attempted a bold change in its monetary system. It reminds us of the cultural shift toward celebrating real historical figures on circulating currency. And as time passes, even once common coins gain appreciation as fewer remain in circulation and more end up in private collections. Let's talk about the coin's legacy and impact on American currency. The Susan B. Anthony dollar taught the mint a valuable lesson about coin usability. The public disliked its similarity to the quarter. It was light, thin, and small compared to the Eisenhower dollar people were used to. Many vending machines didn't accept it, and customers often mistook it for a quarter, leading to overpayments. The rejection of this coin led to a pause in dollar coin production and forced the mint to reevaluate future designs. That brings us to the long-term impact. the Susan B. Anthony dollar paved the way for the Sacagawea golden dollar introduced in 2000. The Sacagawea dollar was intentionally made gold in color, smooth on the edge, and distinctly different from the quarter in both appearance and tactile feel. But none of that improvement would have happened without the trial, failure, and experience of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. The coins may not have achieved success in circulation, but they left behind an important legacy. Another fascinating angle to the 1979 P in fine condition is the nostalgic connection it creates. For many older collectors, this coin brings back memories of the attempt to modernize U.S. currency, memories of banks handing out rolls of Susan B. Anthony dollars to customers, and memories of those early reactions. For younger collectors, this coin serves as an accessible entry point into numismatics. It's inexpensive and easy to find, making it an ideal starting coin for someone beginning a US dollar coin collection. Now, let's talk briefly about the value. A 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar in fine condition typically holds modest monetary value, usually slightly above face value. But remember, value in numismatics isn't always measured by dollar signs. Historical significance, sentiment, rarity, and collectability add intrinsic worth beyond what price guides list. If you find this coin in pocket change or a relative's old coin jar, don't overlook it. And if you're building a Susan B. Anthony dollar collection, owning a fine condition 1979 P is essential because it represents the beginning of the series. Before we wrap up, here's something to think about. Imagine that decades from now, the Susan B. Anthony dollar becomes a sought-after collector's item due to its historical context, similar to how some once common coins from the 1800s now command interest. Time has a way of transforming perception. What is ordinary today can become extraordinary tomorrow. Coins are time capsules. They travel through hands, pockets, purchases, memories, and eras. This coin, even in fine condition, holds a place in history worth keeping. So, the next time you come across a 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar, whether it's shiny or worn, remember the story behind it. Remember Susan B. Anthony's legacy, the mint's bold experiment, the public's reaction, and the impact it had on future coinage. Every coin has a story, and this one has a powerful one. If you enjoyed today's episode and want more deep dives like this into coins that shaped America's currency history, make sure you subscribe to Coins Numismatic Series. Leave a comment if you have this coin in your collection, and share where you found it. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and remember, every coin holds a piece of history waiting to be discovered.